Good day, everyone, and welcome to Aeroscience TV. I'm your host, Cole Simonson, and I'm just glad to have you all here with me today. Today we're going to do a little bit something different, a homemade project. We are going to make a homemade aerosaw. So, first things first, I want you to visit this website called I'mTooCheapToBuyAnything.com. Then, find the cheapest made in China handsaw you can, okay? You really gotta look for the cheap ones. I mean, I'm talking all plastic, blades are flimsy, there's no good connection nowhere, and you wanna just have a ton of movement in this saw, okay? That's how you get the best arrows, the best quality, everything. You're gonna buy it. Of course, you're gonna ship it US Postal because that's the hardest way, but also the cheapest, so you'll have to wait 7 to 10 days to get it in. So let's skip forward those 7 to 10 days. So we got it in. We have our handsaw. We have this. You can't even, barely hold it without breaking it handsaw. Then you got to buy your arrows, and the arrows I'm talking about are, completely barely even made of carbon or anything like that. I'm talking cheap, flimsy. You just don't even want to do the best arrows you can. Go to Walmart. Go to the kids section for arrows and buy the little ones you shoot out of the little recurves with suction cups on them. That's the arrow you want. Then you're just going to get a yardstick. Just super glue it down onto your table, and that's your cut measurement. And then you just cut every single arrow the length you want. That's it. Yes, people really do this. I'm all for homemade projects. I love making stuff myself. All my workbenches are made by myself. I do a ton of work on my bow and a ton of my arrow work at my house. But when it comes to having high quality products that I use on high quality products, I don't skimp. So, here's the real deal. If you want to start cutting your own arrows, save up the money. It's only $150, $160, okay? And if you can't save up $150, $160, you should go visit the financial channels, because you just need to learn how to save money instead of shoot your bow. I'm sorry, it's the truth. So, save up that $150. Do your research, look at your reviews, find the one that best suits you and your needs. You don't need industrial size arrow saw that cuts at 2,500 RPMs and has a built-in vacuum and laser measuring system. No, you just need something that will give you a clean cut every time at the exact measurement you want. And it won't cause you any bodily harm or harm your arrows. So, and you're like, Cole, why can't I just make a good mounting system for this arrow and arrow cutter, and just, I can do it. I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying you should probably leave it up to the professionals. So I'm going to draw you a little picture here. So, you have your nice bow here, just bought it, cost you about $1,200, been saving up for it for the last year because you really just wanted this one. Your wife's mad at you. So what? You got your favorite bow on the market today. You deck it out with all these $150, $200 sights. You have your rest right there. Just perfect bow for you. You're going to go deer hunting with it. And you just bought yourself a $13 arrow that you're going to shoot out of it. And you're going to kill the biggest bull elk of your life. Like that. So, let's just do basic common sense here. when you pull this bow back, you have so much energy just focused right here on your limbs, okay? And that energy is due to just the weight of the bow that you're pulling back, and just it's all focused right in these limbs. Okay, without this arrow here, everyone knows, if you dry fire your bow, all that energy dissipates into your bow itself. There's nowhere for it to go, which causes an absolute come apart. So that's why we have an arrow here. Okay? Our arrow absorbs all that energy, transfers that energy downrange, and that's where you get your arrow flight, your feet per second, your momentum, your kinetic energy, and everything like that. Now, let's say we took this here arrow, a perfect carbon specimen of just scientific, studies and abilities for years, and they finally just made the perfect carbon arrow. And you have this fancy little homemade arrow cutter you and your buddies had a few beers and made the other night. Save you a couple $100 just because you spent all that nice money on that brand new bow that your wife is still mad at you about. So we have our arrow saw here. Okay, so we have our arrow saw. We're $13, $14 arrow, and we just threw our yardstick down on our table, super glued it, whatever. We measured out our arrow right to where we wanted to cut it. This is our arrow here. Boop, boop, boop. Just perfect. It's going to be an awesome arrow. And we cut it with that. Well, you cut it wrong, but you don't notice. So there's a slight crack running all the way up to about right here. Let's just over-exaggerate this for you guys here. All the way up to about right there. There's a slight crack just because of the pressure that saw was putting on that arrow and just making it just vibrate and bouncing everywhere, and it wasn't solid. But you don't notice. So you get your fletchings on it, your arrowhead on it, and you take it and you put that set arrow right here on this bow, where all your energy right here and here is going to go right into here. Well, we'll just take my bow right now. Shooting a 380, 390 grain arrow. It's shooting about 307 feet per second. That's a fast arrow. Now we're putting that much energy and that much speed behind this arrow right here. And that integrity of the arrow has been damaged. There's a crack running right there. That arrow is not going to stand up to that amount of force being put onto it. So, just think. An arrow with that much force and that much speed behind it coming apart in your hands. Now, I don't care who you are. I don't want that to happen to me. Now, after saying all this, it would be absolutely rude of me to not show you an arrow cutter that everyone can afford, that is accurate and dependable, and that is easy to use and set up. So, if you guys follow me over here, I'll show you the exact one I have and the exact one I trust. Now, this is an arrow saw that only cost me about $150 from Cabela's. Okay? It has your line tape right here that shows you the exact length to cut it. Your saw and your cover guard right here that is sturdy and well built, and it cuts exactly where you need it to every time. And back here you have your knock holder. Okay? This all mounts onto my table with just 2 bolts. It's easily adjustable and it's stupid easy to use. Now, if you're saying that you can't afford it, you don't want to buy it, all this stuff, There's some cheaper ones out there, but you know, if you're gonna buy cheap, you're gonna pay for it. If you're gonna buy expensive, well, sometimes you could have bought a little bit cheaper. So read your reviews. This is what I recommend. It's stupid easy to use, simple, and just accurate, okay? And it didn't break the bank. So, if you're in the market for a good one, Cabela's makes a few good ones, and there's a couple other companies that are around the same price range that make some good ones too. But do not use a homemade arrow cutter. I can't stress it enough. If you want to build your arrows to be as accurate and dependable as you can make them, spend the money, buy an arrow cutter, and stop being cheap. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my little rant today. If you have your opinions on why I should build a homemade arrow cutter, why don't you comment below. If you like this video, thinking that everyone else should buy an engineered and made arrow cutter, like it. And if you need someone to see this before they make that stupid decision of building their own, share it. So, once again, thank you from Aeroscience TV. I hope you guys have a great day.